Home sales are down in the 80% range and in some categories in the 90% range. And if we think that we have seen the damage in the real estate market, you are sorely mistaken. A lot more is coming your way, a lot more pain. We're going to have to endure quite a bit more. Now, everyone's talking about the Fed pivot. Remember, what a pivot means is that they may just stop raising rates. Does not necessarily mean that they're going to have to shrink way back to where it is. But this seems to be the hope on everybody's mind that it's going to go back. And I hate to tell you, I don't think we're going back. I think this is going to be here for several years. Now, let's check out a couple of the stories of the day. We're going to be taking a deep dive into one of the articles that I just put forward on this little piece of paper here, just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with. In 2021, we saw that homes, so far, it's dropped 43% in the past 12 months. Condos have dropped 50%, but new construction has dropped 96%, and condos have dropped 89%. This amount of damage is not going to be recovered from quickly. This is going to last for a very long time. This is the problem. All the builders may go bankrupt in a situation like this. Remember that normal lending only happens once all the project is complete. Before that, it's builders or construction loans. It's very different from when there is a final product. So let's take a look at a couple of the articles that I wanted to show you and a couple calculators just so that we can see what is actually happening right now. So what I want to start with is one of our calculators, and I think that this is going to help you see what the real problem is. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Can you guys see that? Let's make it really big. All right, you guys. So if we take a look at this calculator, $750,000 mortgage up at the top. Now, this is for in Toronto, regular, like a one-bedroom condo, okay? $750,000. Now, follow me on this calculator. 25-year amortization period. Now, number one, this is different percentages of down payments. So let's put everything at 10% possibly, okay? We'll make all of the down payments the same. And then we're going to do a direct comparison. Can you notice below that we have changed the interest rates? So all things being equal, what does the interest rates do? So if in last February or earlier this year was 1.75% when I was telling you all to lock in your rates, look at the payment was $2,800 on that $750,000. Today, you would need $5,700. Oh, sorry. Today, you would need $4,453, 6% today. Tomorrow, Canada is going to be raising their interest rates. So that is going to be probably a 0.75% increase. Will probably be in the 7% range as of tomorrow. And where are they thinking that the rates are going to go? A lot of analysts are suspecting 9 or 10%. So let's look at the differences in payments. Because 1.75 earlier this year, $2,800. But today, now it's $4,400. Where do you come up with that extra $1,600 to be able to pay that? That is somebody's full paycheck. And if you don't have it, you're going to default on your home. As of tomorrow, when interest rates go up, you could be in a situation where it's $2,000 more per month for a one-bedroom condo. I need you to let that sink in. From $3,000, $2,800 to $4,800 for a one-bedroom condo for a monthly payment. And where we could end up by the end of the year, $5,700. That is a doubling of the interest of the rate for a monthly rate. Now, I don't know about you, but I talk to a lot of people every single day. And this is what I'm hearing is that people are not a year away. They are months away or weeks away from going bust. And you guys, this is massively serious. Remember, everything is like a pendulum that swings left and right. Maybe you like one government and there's another government that comes. They usually come and go. Canada, United States, it just swings back and forth. But this is what happens is normally every 5 to 7 years, we have a recession. We have been 14 years, and the pressure has been pent up in that. It's like a volcano that hasn't exploded, and there's so much pressure in it, it's about to blow. So this is going to happen. But every single time there's a recession, this big pendulum, whether it's every 5 to 7 years or now like it is now every 14 years or whatever it has been, that now is going to wipe out all the people who are over leveraged. This is why what I teach in my courses is that we cannot be over leveraged. Remember, the fastest way to make $1 million is to go to the casino and bet it all on red and spin the roulette wheel and bet it all on red and go all in. But it's also the fastest way to lose all your money, you guys. So we need to always have reserves on the side in case something like this happens. One thing that you can learn is every single recession, they will always wipe out the people who are over leveraged and don't have any reserves. So we got to take a lesson from this. Remember, though, for a lot of millennials, this is the first type of recession that they've ever dealt with. But even though it's new to you, new to me, it has happened hundreds of times in history. So we have to go back in history to look at that. Now, when we're looking at those monthly payments and you're like, David, I can't even believe it. I'm freaking out. From 2,800 all the way to 5,700. You can't double the payments. People cannot afford that. They're going to go under. That's right. A lot of people will. And there's a lot of pain that can happen because of this. Now, what happens if you cannot afford that? Let's just say that you're going to purchase a property, okay? If we're going to purchase a property, look at the difference. Let's take that same number. Our first calculator over here has $750,000 at 1.75% like it was earlier in the year for 25 years. Do you see the payment? $3,088 is what I have just in this quick calculator. But today, the exact same payment, because my job hasn't changed, my paychecks haven't changed, still around that, just under $3,100. The only amount that the bank could lend me was $480,000. From $750,000 down to $480,000. You have to think of who is buying your property. A lot of these sellers aren't paying any attention to this. They just are in their own mind, and I know that. They want the most money, but they have to see the people who are buying it. Their job hasn't changed, but what they can qualify for is went from 750 to 480. My goodness, that is bad. Now, how bad can it get? It's easily going to be 8% this year. And at 8% interest rate, 25 years, same thing, same payment, just under $3,100, they will only qualify for $400,000. We have to think of the buyers in these situations, you guys, because that same guy that is buying a one-bedroom condo, his job is the same. That interest rate went from 1.75 all the way to 8. He went from $750,000 qualified for down to 400. So that same guy can only buy a 400. And listen, I understand that some people are good with money, but I can tell you the vast majority of people are not shopping for a home. They're shopping for a payment. When the car leases went from 3 years to 4-year payments, all the way out to 8-year payments, people just got the biggest and best car they could because they could qualify for it on the longer payments. Same thing is with houses. If houses go to 30, 40-year amortization, you're going to see even more people piling in because they're buying a payment. They're not necessarily buying a house. And I see it every single year that I'm working. Everybody wants the largest home that they can. Kind of L'Oreal. Is it L'Oreal? Like, I'm worth it. That's what it is. So we have to be careful with this. Did you see that payment? I need that to sink in. Dropping almost in half what you can qualify for. So this is really, really, really dangerous for what we see that's happening, that's out there. Now, how we can look at some of the markets, I'm going to show you the back end from me on the calculators here. You can see if I just go to freehold unavailable, so that will show me what sales have sold in the Toronto area. Now, this doesn't matter where you are, right? Even if you're not from Toronto, but this just gives you an idea of what we're dealing with. So I have a little button here I can click off. This is all of Toronto. And we just want to look at what has sold, let's say, in the month of September, because that's what we were referencing, right? If we just take the entire month of September all the way down to the 30th and press enter, do you notice here it says freehold unavailable sold? That's all we're interested in. So homes that have sold. Look at the number, 3,163, 3,163. Now, that's this year for September, 3,100. Okay. Just remember that. And I'm going to back this up by 1 year. Check out that 5,487. Almost doubling of the number of homes. Now, of course, we could jump into it, look at more details, but there's hundreds and hundreds of homes. But I'm just showing you, this is the prices purchases, price sold. Now, this is what I did for you in advance, just because I wanted to show you that Excel spreadsheet, but I just did it for you to make it easier to see. The drops are unprecedented. I've never seen a 96% drop in anything. And so that is, to me, is very shocking. Now, everybody, like I was saying, is good for 2 months. They have a reserve for 2 months, 1 month, 3 months, 5 months. You know, how long, how many David Ramsey guys have you followed that says, have 3 months in reserve, 6 months, but this is going to run out. And these savings accounts for people in Canada, United States, Europe are just dropping as all the other things like energy and food are crushing it. Core inflation is at records and inflation is at records. We are going to be seeing some fireworks. Interestingly enough, though, we are still only seeing prices of what we were at last year. So you may have had 13 years of profits, and then 2021 was insane. And today, sitting in October of 2022, a lot of the areas are the same prices as it was October 2021. So even if you did sell now, you could still lock in 13 years of your profit. Now, again, it depends on the area, the neighborhood, the type of home, what city you're in, what country you're in. But, we have to think about times. What are we still all in invested in when we're seeing all of this damage in the market? So lots to think about, you guys. Remember, I'm always here for your health, wealth, and happiness. I want you to do well. I want you to keep on crushing it. I want you to keep following me. Over the next 2 years, we're going to be able to set up the next 20 years of your life, and you'll never have to work again if you play it right. The deals are coming. Game of Thrones, like winter is coming. It's coming, you guys. So stay close to me. We'll be doing these as often as we can. We want to keep our eye on these things. It's happening. Please give us a thumbs up if you like this type of content. Please give me a comment below what you did like, what you didn't like, and just maybe send it to one person that you think this could help. It would really help the channel out a lot. Please consider subscribing if you got any value from this, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you like that video, you might like this one and maybe something like that.